Welcome back to the Mass Music Morning Show. This is Shlomo Bowe. I am joined in the studio by Jimmy from the Q.
Concert expert.
Yeah, and DJ Famous Shamus.
Yeah, buddy, you got that right.
Now, concert expert over here, that's a pretty bold title to give yourself.
I was going to say.
Although I will say, I've been to many, many concerts with Jimmy, and it's always a good time.
Same.
But Jimmy, out of those concerts, and maybe you have one that wasn't with me, what would you say your favorite concert memory is?
Well, as the concert expert, I greatly miss concerts.
Same.
And it's been a while since I've been to one due to the global bastard. But if you go by the statistics, I might be the Michael Jordan of concerts. But if you just go by most fun had, most drinks drunken, most girls kissed, and honestly, I feel like every time I go to a concert, I have a connection with whoever's performing on stage. But
really?
as for my best memories, my best concerts I've been to, I think I gotta go. My best one was seeing my boy Drake at the Boston Garden for the first time. Nothing was the same.
Yeah.
Was that the one when later that night the Red Sox won the World Series?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
it
like
was.
double whammy for an absolute brilliant concert. And then also Kanye at the Garden too.
You saw Kanye?
I saw Kanye. I literally did not go with anyone. I bought a ticket instantly, and I was hoping to find out that some of my friends are going. None of my friends are going. I went by myself, and it was the first concert I got to the Garden, and everyone had to wait outside. And it was a giant line, and I actually made friends with a bloke from England, Tom, and I was actually underage, and he bought me a bunch of beers, and
Good dude.
bumped some cigarettes off him. So it was a great
Nice
night.
guy.
Great night. But so many concerts like J. Cole, Jay-Z, like Summer Jams. One thing I want to say, like, if I could go back in time and talk to younger Jimmy and just be like, hey, have a few less drinks and really remember these memories. But all in all, man, like, concerts are just the best.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think there's two that immediately jump to mind. I mean, obviously, Cousin Stiz's first concert.
Ooh.
I always speak on that one, and it's funny because both of you were there. Versace was also there. Cousin Stiz's first headliner upstairs at the Middle East was about 970,000 degrees Celsius in that bitch. It was fucking hot.
Yeah,
it was
steamy.
really fucking hot. I remember Shlomo at one point was in the back by like a water jug as if he's on the sideline of a football game. Versace dipped back to Quincy mid-concert because it was just so hot in there.
Can't handle the heat.
I literally had sweat through my shorts.
Oh my
it was
God.
awful, but it was amazing at the same time. You know what I mean? That was the first glimpse of the city really coming together for a new style of music. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed that. But I think probably in terms of like just unreal nights, especially Versace talking about all these sips he was having, it brought some memories back. Probably to the Post Malone concert that we all went to.
Oh, yeah.
Was that for your
bro.
birthday, Versace?
Yep. July 28th.
Yeah,
it was. It was for your birthday. I remember that.
Blurry memory.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember literally throw it up like on the fucking way to the concert.
I don't remember the venue. It was some church in
It
Boston.
was a church. I forget the name of it. We'll find it out. But it was a church in Boston that had been converted into a venue.
And I think our studio is actually bigger than this
Probably.
venue.
And Post Malone kept on saying that he was, or the host of the event kept saying that Post Malone was running late. Remember, he was like, oh, he just pulled up Lambos outside or whatever, yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
he's hyping us up.
And I'll never forget because I'm over here chilling and I'm like, oh, let me go say something to Andy. I turn around and Post Malone is like face to face with me. And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Walking through the crowd.
Just walking through the back of the crowd, like, excuse me, I gotta go perform.
That was fire.
This was like the beginning of when White Iverson was really first blowing
That's
up.
all he had
Yeah.
was White
Yeah,
Iverson
White
and Die Young.
Yeah, and
He had about
He had like
4 or 5
songs.
I'm
He did
talking
what-
about,
Yeah, White Iverson, he did what, like 3 different times. Amazing time though. I had such a fun time at
and
that
that's
concert.
the thing. Like, I can't believe I didn't have. I have a giant list, and like Cousin Stiz, that's one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. I think I've seen him twice.
Yeah.
It was the first time he had the first headliner, which was like I felt like history is being made.
Oh, it was. It was.
And then but that's the thing. Like concerts that are kind of small and personable. Like this was before Post Malone blew up.
Yeah.
And like literally, I'm standing right next. Like you saw him face to face.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It was honestly amazing.
in a abandoned church. It seemed like so.
Yeah,
Like,
and
oh,
music's interesting too because I feel like I was listening to NPR last night and they were talking about how venues are really unsure of what their future looks like for COVID and everything like that, and how the economics really don't make sense at this point in time, how basically they don't want to open up at 25% capacity so that, you know what I mean, it just wouldn't make sense. They wouldn't be making enough money.
They have to charge
like
a shitload of tickets.
Exactly. And one of the things that one of the people on NPR brought up was the fact that, you know, in these concerts, like, you don't really want to go to an event like that if it's at 25% capacity or whatever, because a part of the whole experience is that being close to one another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Thousands
sort of raging
people,
out,
yeah.
sort of like a, you know, how they do it, like hip-hop concerts, rock concerts, all that thing, like mosh pitting. Like, all of that shit is probably the main reason why people go to the concert in the first place. The artist obviously matters, but that's a whole other side of it.
And like James brought up, you meet people, you know,
meet people, and
place.
it's a whole experience. And I think that's what really sucks. We talked about the global bastard right now, coronavirus, and it's like the concert experience and the music enjoying experience.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a lot of songs weren't as received this year just because of the fact that they didn't get the proper performances. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That they
shame.
wrote. So I don't know. Just thinking about like all of the stuff we've been saying, I feel like there's a lot of common themes.
Definitely.
But Shlomo, I know I've seen you sweating your ass off on a couple of floor scenarios.
Yeah, man. I've been in the trenches. I've been behind the scenes. I remember at UMass, like helping throw concerts. There's a lot of notable mentions. We'll say I prefer intimate venues.
Same here.
You know, I've seen J. Cole several times. I remember once at Agganis Arena for the Born Sinner tour.
Oh, that must have been amazing.
It was very nice. I saw him at Xfinity as well. Like I sat like 10th, maybe 9th or 10th row, like very close up. But I would say, man, out of all the concerts,
Out of all of them, there's a long list.
there's
too.
one that has to top my list, bro.
Okay.
And it kind of came out of nowhere. I was having dinner. I was living in California at the time with my cousins, and their friend Jeff, who you know is my friend as well, he was telling a story about this. You know, he did like a Big Brother program, and he had this kid Josue, and he's trying to relate to the kid. You know, what do you like? Da da da. And he asked him like, you know, what kind of music do you like? And he's kid kind of panics. I like Kiss, like you know the rock band Kiss. So Jeff's like, okay. So he gets him tickets to Kiss and like he brings them and everything. He's telling the story at dinner. Turns out that like the kid was like, yo, like this music's really loud. Like he wasn't enjoying it. They ended up leaving. Later on, he told him, he's like, why did you like, do you like Kiss? He's like, honestly, I just saw the billboard. I didn't know what to say. Like he was just, you know, shy kid. So he's telling that story. We're laughing. And somehow or another, like the fact that at Staples Center, like the following week or so, the Red Hot Chili Peppers were in town.
Oh my God.
So we're joking around. I'm like, oh, the Peppers, dude, I love them. And Jeff was like, yo, do you want to go? And me, I was like, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So he's like, I'll get us tickets. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm down. So just let me know how much. Whatever. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, even better.
Free tickets. What the hell?
So I meet up with Jeff and, you know, at his office downtown. We start, you know, walking over to the Staples Center and we go to this little side entrance. And I didn't know, but we were up in like a luxury box.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we get
up.
up.
For the free ski too.
Dude, for the free ski. Shout out to Jeff Rosen. Absolute great dude. And we get up there, right? So, you know, the show hasn't started yet. So we get up there. I'm obviously geeking. I'm like, oh, I've never been to one of these before.
Oh, man.
And just having a blast. You know, there was sushi. There was, you know, hors d'oeuvres. There was, you know, open bar, right?
And the peppers.
And, yo, I will tell you, dog, the Red Hot Chili Peppers sound exactly like they do.
Oh, my goodness.
In your headphones. They sound exactly like they do live.
I'm
and
so fucking jealous.
It was incredible. And the kicker, bro, the best, I don't know, the whole show was incredible.
Yeah.
But in between, like a little intermission, our door opens up and they wheel in a dessert cart filled top to bottom with just desserts, man. It was honestly,
That's illustrious.
it was incredible.
And it saddens me. It really does sadden me, your story, because it was such an amazing time. And you know, probably the best concert experience of my life was supposed to happen this past May at Boston Calling, because I was supposed to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers after months and months. To those who don't know, I'm in the 0.1% of Red Hot Chili Peppers this year. I'm not fucking around. This is my title to win. And you know, it just pains me that I didn't get the live performance. Like we talked about.
We'll get there, buddy.
You global bastard, Corona. I'm going to hunt you down.
I was absolutely going to sneak into that concert, too, so I feel your pain.
That's what I'm saying. We would have been there raging out, you know, one day.
I do have a few honorable mentions, though. Like, you guys already brought them up. That Post Malone concert was monumental for me. Obviously, like, the performance was one thing, right? He only had a few records. The records were popping at the time. But the aftermath for that, where I remember listening to him and I liked the music, but I remember Shamus, you really put me on to Post Malone very like early.
Yeah.
This was July 29th,
Shout out to Tim LaRue.
I want to say it was 2013 or 2014.
No, it was
2015.
2015.
2015. Okay, so it was July, right? A few months later, we go to school up at UMass, and we started working the radio stuff. We started blogging. And I believe you wrote a post about artists to look out for. And then a few weeks later, it was announced he went on tour with Fetty Wap, right? Fetty Wap at that time, 2015, Trap Queen was like the biggest name. Fast forward a few months, by the end of the year, it was announced that Post Malone was going on tour with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
So it's like to see him go from, 150 person church in Boston, to see him on Instagram or wherever, Twitter, in front of like packed like arenas of people with Bieber, it was just like such a telltale sign. Like, this guy Shamus got a pretty good ear.
Hey, I appreciate it. And I think another thing that shines a light on is the fact that to anyone out there, especially like the youth in Boston, like you're in such a special place, because a lot of these artists that are blowing up, similar to Post Malone back in 2015, a lot of the artists that are on that cusp where they're about to, go crazy, go global type shit, they all tour in Boston because of all the colleges here. There's so many young people that a lot of their listeners end up coming from the Boston area.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're hip to someone very early, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have a concert in Boston. And I think that's the best thing, because at the end of the day, like, we talk about all these memories. Going to see someone that you sort of have, like, a good feeling about before they, that good feeling comes true, it's like there's no better thing in the world,
Oh, it's the best.
It really is.
You mentioned Fetty Wap, and you at Amherst, you had a part in organizing that concert.
Yeah.
Which you invited me to, and that is actually listed as one of my worst concerts I've ever been to. And it's crazy, too, because I love Fetty Wap's, his old music. And oddly enough, Logic opened up for Fetty Wap, which definitely seems that should be flip-flopped. But I didn't enjoy the concert because I was stuck in the bathroom the entire time. And because of something I ate, but what really was the kicker was the stall next to me, we're at UMass Amherst, was sick for a totally different reason.
Oh,
and there was a lot of there was like police officers in the next stall, and they're asking me if I was okay, and I was, no, I'm not okay, but not for the reasons you think I'm not okay.
Oh, man.
Seeing Kendrick Lamar for $5 before he blew up at UMass Boston was kind of like a brag that I always was like, $5 Kendrick Lamar, and how personal that concert felt. But it was kind of before he blew up, and like, I don't know why it's not in my top 5 concerts. Seeing Russ.
Yeah,
in that packed, like, was it the Middle East?
Middle East. I think that was another one of your birthday concerts.
Yeah, I've been blessed to have some.
Having
a birthday in the summer always
exactly. We always go out and see someone live for Versace's birthday.
Some of the big ones, I mean, I've seen Jay-Z and Beyonce was great on the Run tour. I've actually seen Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake at Fenway Park. Wow. Absolute dynamic duo. I didn't know if I would like it. It was incredible.
If we're talking like big venue, big fucking show type shit, I got to go with Astroworld.
Oh,
that production.
It's incredible.
It was like they had put on an amusement park that like Travis Scott would perform on inside of the garden, and it was insane. It was like the theatrics, like the pyrotechnics, everything. I was literally there, like, holy fuck, like what is unfolding in front of me?
Yeah.
And I wasn't on the floor. I was up on the rafters, so you could just see everyone going absolutely insane on the floor. 10 out of 10.
That's awesome.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, Travis puts on a wonderful show.
Travis Scott, definitely one of the best performers out there, you know what I mean? But if you guys have any concerts out there that you've been to, any concert experiences you'd like to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so.
Yeah, let us know. And hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay blessed. Peace.
This is Antonio Acquelli.
This is the one and only JQ from the Hills Turn podcast.
This is Jimmy from the Q.
And you're listening to Mass Music Radio.
And you're listening to Mass Music Radio.
Mass Music Radio.